Greetings. Thank you for joining us today to celebrate Berkshire Community College's 60th anniversary. It was a hurricane in 1960 that changed the plans for the college's opening on 2nd Street, an event that engaged the entire community. And today, it is a pandemic that changes the way we will celebrate. But being a resilient and resourceful institution, we are finding ways to engage with you to celebrate this special moment. When we describe the start of something, we often refer to humble beginnings. Berkshire Community College didn't actually have humble beginnings. In Massachusetts, the concept of community colleges was the brainchild of Governor Foster Ferkalow. Pittsfield State Representative Tom Witkowski embraced the concept, lobbying legislators across the Commonwealth, engaging them in the vision and opportunity of a community college education. It was a wonderful tribute to his vision that years later, his daughter, Dr. Marcella Bradway, an alumna of the college, joined us on our Board of Trustees. Although the concept of community college galvanized the entire Commonwealth, the first one in the entire state was located here in Pittsfield. Tom O'Connell was tasked with selecting the location and leadership of the first community colleges. Legends had it that Tom selected Berkshire County as the location for the first college, and he selected himself as the first leader. President O'Connell was a graduate of Dartmouth College and had a storied career already. He opted to establish the values and qualities of a liberal arts education as the foundation of an education at Berkshire Community College. From the very beginning, communication, critical thinking, the arts and sciences form the essential components of an education at Berkshire Community College. Tom also set about putting together a first-class, top-rate faculty, which we have to this day. His personal experience had taught him the power of faculty on the lives of students, and he brought giants in their fields to this college. Bob Bolin, Don and Mary Lathrop, and Clara Park joined us in those early days, and over the years, we had so many special people. For the past 60 years, the faculty at BCC have changed the trajectories of their students' lives in so many ways. And our students, they are our reason for being here, and they are our legacy. They've gone on from here to change the world, some in big ways and some in the lives of just one person, but all for the better. And they changed us while they were here. Their educations and their work that they committed to, their involvement in our community is breathtaking in its scope. They've gone on to create things, to build on the creations of others, to teach, to lead, and to build families that contribute to their communities. We are fortunate that so many of them come back and share their accomplishments, and many credit the experience and opportunity that they had at Berkshire Community College for those accomplishments. From our beginnings at a vacated high school on 2nd Street to this beautiful 180-acre campus on West Street that has been our home since 1972, generations of students and their families have benefited from a Berkshire Community College education. For 60 years, the college has been an engaged citizen and played a critical role in this community. We think of ourselves as the community's living room, and we did what Tom Witkowski hoped. We made education accessible to so many. We did that in the form of degrees, certificates, life enrichment programs, workforce development, and so much more. We invite people to come here with their dreams and hopes and the willingness to work hard. We provide them with the tools they need and a platform to support their success. We also work with our partners to address the issues that face our community. We support the community, and we stand with our community in sadness, in joy, and in confronting challenges. On this 60th anniversary, we offer a sincere thank you to every single staff member and each member of the Board of Trustees and the Board of the BCC Foundation, our Alumni Board, and the OLLI Board, who have served at any time over these 6 decades. We stand here today indebted to them and to the innumerable people who support the college with their generous contributions of their time and resources. This institution and those whose lives have been improved by having spent time in our classrooms are our powerful legacy. Thank you for all you've done to help us achieve our mission, and thank you for all you do to continue to ensure that we do that long into the future. As we reflect on those who have made this day possible, and as we think about our future, I have a challenge for you. Think about a way that your life was touched, a person, an activity, a place, something that to this day has impacted the person that you've become, and take a moment to share that. Ideally, share it with the person who had that impact. A handwritten note, a phone call, an email, a text. If Berkshire Community College makes that list, if you're so inclined, post something on social media to share the way this college has changed your life. #MyBCC@60. Happy 60th birthday and anniversary, Berkshire Community College. Let's enjoy this celebration.
Well, I was feeling like, the age that I was, that, boy, this was something that was a big, task.
I was nervous coming. I wasn't sure what to expect.
I was very nervous. I didn't come to the first class.
I was definitely scared. I have 2 kids, 2 jobs.
I was nervous and I kind of got myself overwhelmed.
Just to go back again. I've been out of school for so long, and I took courses here and there, but never dedicated a whole chunk of time, like the cohort.
It was scary. It was. But the cohort, the way they kind of put it all together seemed like the perfect opportunity. Like, this is my time. This is my time, and we should do it now.
I think I've grown a lot with the help of others in the class. The moral support that we give each other is definitely there. It's very nice to be able to look to someone and say, I'm confused. Are you confused? And knowing that we all are in the same place and feeling the same way is definitely a calming factor about it.
The cohort style, however, was very new and unique. It's different than a normal class. Like, you connect with all the classmates together. You stay with the same exact group of people the entire time. Not the typical college class at all.
No.
We're all friends and we're all here for support for each other, and it's a huge, huge weight to have other people.
And then as it went on, I'm like, I want to graduate. I want to walk across the stage. I want to
get a
do
college
this.
degree.
Yeah, I want to do this. I want to better my life for my daughter and myself and my future family.
I'm definitely happy I did it.
Me too.
I'm definitely happy I did it. It's been one of the best experiences of my life, and I've met some great people and built some wonderful relationships. Now I'm really happy I did it.
I've liked all the classes we've taken, and all our professors have been really great and understanding and really worked with us a lot. Even the more challenging professors have been really good to us.
Everyone is so supportive, and they can let you know if this will fit into your life that you have at the moment, revolve around what you need to do. If there's a way, they're going to help you get there.
The people here at BCC are very supportive. So, and they understand that there's, people that are joining that just finished high school, and there's people like us. That it took a little while.
All of our professors have been very accommodating and understanding with our busy lives outside of school, so they're trying to work around us to make it less stressful 8-week course.
And then I met Patty, and then Barb came in, and they just made it seem so easy.
The professors realize we work a 9-hour day, and we come here after working all day, and they're sensitive to that.
If you're thinking about it, then you've already made the first step. I think that you should just do it. It's very easy. It's 1 night a week. It's 4 hours a week. It's a little extra time for homework, but there's plenty of help. There's plenty of support. There's people in the library. There's people that you're going to be in class with. The support's there. You just have to make the first step and go for it.
You take a deep breath and dive in, because it's a great opportunity for working women and men, and it's very convenient.
Support is key to success.
We decided to start something called the Multicultural Student Services Association. I don't even know how we came up with the name, but we knew that we wanted to serve a diverse population, that we wanted it to be a home away from home, that we understood that there were people who were navigating the system blindfolded just because they were first-generation college students. I mean, they could have been from Berkshire County or from overseas. It didn't matter. We knew that people didn't have the language. There's a lot of technicalities that we just take for granted, and we didn't want it to be a barrier.
The best thing about it is that you're able to connect with people that have not the same background, but they share like really similar stories, and they're facing the same challenges, and they basically know what you've been going through, and it's just so awesome to connect with people that are also going through the same things that you were going through.
Bringing new ideas and new ways to help to connect with the community and be part of and engage with college in general.
Some people have used the term that we are like a family. And I think some people think that college is just a transactional place where I need something, I go get it, and after I did that transaction, there's nothing more than that.
Just by having someone that really believes in you and trusts you, and that really empowers you to do anything you want.
We were like 3 people. But then 3 people went 4 and 5 and 6, and then we became a very big group.
I just got into BCC, it was my first semester, and I was a little bit lost. And then I went to MSSL meeting, and then they invited me to go to the Thanksgiving dinner. And when I got there, everybody was just so nice and so welcoming, and it was just amazing, and I'll always remember that.
I don't know how to say the word in English, but sometimes it's not about money, it's not about position, it's not about social positioning. We're not here to gain anything but the opportunity to know that I helped you get to your goal. And that's it. There's no monetary transaction, there's no political transaction, there's no selfish transaction. It's actually a very human place.
I feel like prepared to go anywhere I want and do whatever I want. I really feel confident to go and do it and make it happen. I'm in Yuma Summers now, so I feel like lucky and happy, but I work for it,
One of the first established programs here at BCC was the environmental program. It was really strong. It was sort of the age of environmentalism that had just blossomed in the United States and around the world, so it made a lot of sense. Plus, Berkshire County is just filled with environmentally conscious people. So BCC became not only the first community college in Massachusetts, but the first one really to have a great environmental program. In more modern times, it's shifted to a more environmental and global view of natural resource conservation, and that's really where we are now. And a community college really is about community. So anything that we do here on campus has a potential effect on everywhere else in the region, particularly the county, but we go all the way into New York State and across the state of Massachusetts. So it really has a very sort of broadened look at what we do here. So when I feel like I'm teaching here or any of the other faculty, we're teaching to a lot more people than just show up here for classes. We are in the midst of one of the most diverse biologically areas, not only in Massachusetts, but all over the Northeast. We have more endangered species. We have more ecological communities. We have more things flying overhead here on campus. We have more things visiting our backyard here. And we have more people who come and go right from this campus living in the area where we are trying to teach people about. And so it is kind of the most immediate response we can get from our teaching is that Students go out of here every single day and come back with new experiences. And several students have seen their first whatever it happens to be, and it's really kind of spectacular to be able to see students' excitement when they see things for the first time, which is easy to do here in the Berkshires. First of all, here on campus, we have 180 acres of land, better than any other college in Massachusetts and mostly in the country. We don't have to go anywhere for a lot of our experiences in natural resources. But if we do go somewhere, it's within an hour, we can be at a unique biome in New England, the top of Mount Greylock, different from anywhere else. We can take them up to October Mountain, where there's bogs and plants that make a living eating animals. For God's sakes, the variety that we have here is very cool, so that's a good part of it. So the vision for the future is to continue trying to make sure that everybody who lives here understands what natural resources are, what conservation is, and our efforts to engage in modern technologies. So right now, most people should know 30 or 40% of our energy here on campus is by solar panels that we have on the roofs. One of the good uses for flat top roofs in New England, and this is an example of sort of modern methods of understanding our role in the environment.
The band is named Proud Poverty, and Proud is misspelled, P-R-O-W-D. We had not graduated yet from Berkshire Community College at that point, so we misspelled it. I started at Berkshire Community College in 1965, and I was actually playing through that very same amp in the middle, my little Fender Concert. The music has always stayed with me and my brothers and sister. It's an important part of what we do. And this college has been so important to our family. Between my father and I, my father was a professor of history. I was a professor, a dean, and then a vice president. And between the two of us, we have 53 years here at the college.
Think about the love that burns within my heart for you. The good times we had before you went away, oh me. Walk right back to me this minute. Bring your love to me, don't send it. I'm so lonesome every day. I want you to tell me why you walked out on me. I'm so lonesome every day.
I was very fortunate that I started taking courses at BCC before the program. And Mrs. Lawson, who was the director of the nurses at that time, she said to me, ordinarily I wouldn't accept you, but I know you can do it. She says, I'll take a chance on you.
Every single day, you learn something new, and somebody's teaching you something. Even my patients are teaching me things now.
I remember Pat Brian, Pat Fassey, Linda Fields, Joan DeLore. Those were the main four. And then later on, in probably the second year or so, Connie Flynn was one of our instructors as well.
Mrs. Phyllis Lord. She was very fair, very smart, and a really good professor. But she was Army nurse. You always had to have your shoes polished.
I would say when I was a little girl, I just always wanted to fix people that were sick. And then I remember when I first went to the hospital, I had fractured my clavicle, and I really thought the nurse in the emergency department was amazing, and she made me feel safe, and I think that's when it sealed the deal.
I graduated in '94 and started right at North Adams Regional Hospital, where I worked there for 20 years. I did a lot of my clinical rotations at BMC. and I was lucky enough to do Hillcrest, which I liked Hillcrest Hospital, but they had since closed. It was a small hospital, and I was able to come up here to North Adams at the time to do a psych rotation, so that was kind of nice.
They created what they called the Little Sister program so that the senior nursing students had someone in the first year. If they had any questions, if they needed help, if anything, they could pick up the phone and call the big sister.
I did apply to Berkshire Community College, which was very hard to get in. I was overjoyed and so happy. I remember that day just saying, okay, now we're going to be on the right pathway.
In '88, I came to America for 6 months to do some voluntary work because I was going to start a 4-year bachelor's program in London. And I fell in love with America. And so I kept postponing it, and then I realized that this was going to be my new home, and living in Great Barrington, BCC was right there, and I started my prereqs, and there was my nursing school.
Yeah, the rest is history.
The rest is history. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sam, graduating class of 2017. Here's my poem, For My Angels. Staring down the bleak hallway, I see the doors to wondrous offices, where amazing people work and stay. They open the minds to endless possibilities. These people here, they help and grow. They teach you things you've never known, the minds of brilliance, resilience, and dreams. They see ahead, they face the past. Their knowledge will forever last, and in their hearts they will instill an ever-growing desire to see the views and make conclusions. Use your brain and keep your promises. Remember the days, but don't stay long. Have hope for the future and just stay strong. They're the lights of the world, our guiding angels. So think of these people and remember that these people care with no regret. They invest in you, so don't you fret. They see the world from different angles, so remember to be good to your angels.
Happy anniversary, BCC. I hope that the next 60 years prove as fruitful and as incredible as the past 60 have been. I've written a poem for this occasion. I hope it finds you well. I call it Hands. Karishat alocho, karishat chayentono, karishat lomoyoto, intracham alain. Holy God, Holy Mighty One, Holy Immortal One, have mercy on us. Just to the right of the Maronite altar, the hands of my youth recall frankincense in its censer, heady and sweet, dizzying in its proximity. Decades later, and an ocean away, ash, acrid and hot, pillages cilia in Beiruti babies, falls like grandmothers, sittus, who remember the fires all too well. Ever grateful for the hands, sacred, praying sisters' hands, hands who soothed me at the orphanage in Ashkafie before placing me into the hands that would lead me to my American mother. Today I know that the fires flirting with heaven in Beirut and the fear-fueled blazes on American soil are not so dissimilar. Indifferent hands breed infernos. Wherever we are, the flame to be guarded closest is hope. Holy God, Holy Mighty One, Holy Immortal One, have mercy on us all.
my first production was Guys and Dolls. And that production in 1983, I think, was my introduction to working with Bob professionally. He had said to me at one point, we don't have the money to hire you this semester, but if you'll volunteer with me and create a chorus, I'll make sure that you get a course next semester. Well, I think it's fair to say that music has been part of BCC probably since almost its inception 60 years ago. But the official music program came in 1998. In 2013, I believe, we had enough interest to start a music production certificate so that students could earn that in 1 year instead of the usual 2 to 3 years for the degree program.
And a stage, postage stamp size stage in the old BCC. So when we got to the new BCC, this was like playing New York City. I mean, it was like a Broadway stage. It was just a miracle.
The fact that he was able to design the theater and get that approved is a tremendous asset to Berkshire Community College, both as a teaching space, which we use it extensively for, but also as a space for the community where the community can come in and partake in a facility like that, which is just not found that many places.
You really have 3 theaters in one space there. There's a proscenium theater, which is the obvious stage that you look at and you see the gold curtain and all. But that stage is large enough to accommodate arena or staging in the round. And the orchestra pit, by being covered over, becomes a thrust stage. So you get a Shakespearean stage, a theater in the round, and classic proscenium stage all in one.
So I'm really glad a couple of years ago, they renamed the theater in Kusavitsky building and the Robert Boland Theater, and with good reason, you know. And I'm very proud to say that I was a friend of his and a student of his, and I worked under him and learned from him.
The stage that I talked about, which was a box thrust out into the audience, we did Shakespeare, we did a splendid production of Fiddler on the Roof, Carnival, you already mentioned. We did George Washington Slept Here. We did
Theater at BCC gave me the skills to pursue it for the rest of my life. I was able to go on and do theater at Westfield. I've been doing theater in the community forever and a day.
For students who are thinking about transferring and going on for a career in a more traditional long-term field in the arts, I think the opportunities for internships with some of the groups in the area exist. I know in theater especially, we've sent a lot of students to the Colonial Theater, to Berkshire Theater Group, Barrington Stage. We've had students involved in Shakespeare and Company, which originally was hosted at Berkshire Community College.
So it's a wonderful program, and I just wish that more young students coming out of high schools throughout Berkshire County and surrounding areas were aware of the fact of just how strong a program BCC can be for them to move on and do greater things.
Exposing students to what the latest is in technology, which the college has been very good about keeping us updated in the Boland Theater so that we're using state-of-the-art equipment, and students will run into the kind of equipment that they will run into when they go out into the workplace.
And with the BCC players, it has always been, like I said, a community group. And the idea of the BCC players is the part of the college's name, the community. And anyone who has any interest in getting involved in theater is more than welcome to come and audition for the shows.
Bob was a Renaissance man. His interests were broad, his knowledge was broad. He was right on the cutting edge of whatever was happening academically, and especially the theater field, but also visual arts, just an amazing painter himself.
And he was the most wonderfully kind, supportive, encouraging person as a director that I think I'd ever had and ever met.
But just an amazing person. He would come on campus right up to within a few months of his passing and stop in. He would give tours. He was so proud of the place and so proud of what we call the house that Boland built. So
he was all about the students and all about the theater and the art.
Yeah. And I can remember every one of those youngsters and where they are now.
The TRIO programs come out of the 1960s, so it was under the Johnson administration. He wanted to create programs, or a program at least, that helped to lift people out of poverty. Peggy Williams was the former director of TRIO before me, and Larry Salvey was the academic counselor. And they really built this program, or in the program for a very long time, and did a lot of great work with the students. So I was able to inherit a really strong program. So I always think it's important to sort of give them that shout out.
So TRIO is a student support service that really serves all students on campus. Any age, it really is, you have to qualify under one of our guidelines, which is either low income, disabled, or first generation.
TRIO offers different services. One of the biggest ones that I do is tutoring. I tutor in the STEM field, so basically math and science are my biggest one. I do all sciences from biology, chemistry, anatomy.
Programs for students who are in a four-year institution, they're planning to go into graduate school. There are programs specifically for students with disabilities, math and science programs. So there's several different ones now, but we were in the original three.
We're located on the second floor of field. Okay. We were originally in F237, and our space, we just found that we were getting more and more students that were being recruited. We have 165 students that we serve each year.
So our overall persistence rate was 83%. Which we think is really good. There are some years this is close to 90. 96% of our students were in good academic standing. 55% got a degree or a certificate in 4 years.
A lot of times, most of our students consider TRIO family in itself, so they come just even to stop in and say hi, and just kind of have that, knowing that you have that support there is something that students really utilize.
So I would go in almost every morning I was on campus. Literally, that was the time I was in there for the last couple of years. Is I'd sit there, have coffee, talk with everybody, catch up, print, whatnot. So some of those are my favorite things, is just, getting ready for the day and being able to talk and build relationships that I didn't have before because I didn't know anybody. And knowing I was going to be the oldest in my classes, that was always daunting. So that gave me an environment to where I was comfortable.
We do a little bit of everything, I would say, in TRIO, as well as making it a welcoming place for students.
The idea is to support people who really have particular disadvantages. So that's it. There's no GPA requirement. There are no standardized tests or anything like that. Most of our students need at least one of those qualifications. I mean, most of our students at BCC do, so many students are eligible for the program. So part of TRIO's mission is to kind of help expose students to things that they may not otherwise have had the opportunity to be exposed to.
I was just going to get an associate's degree, and then, between pushing from everybody else, I decided to go for it, and I'm happy. I mean, I finished with honors. I got a department award, which blew me away. I've been able to I'm just astonished at what I've done. And having the support system, that's the big thing, is just having a support system to where the days that I did not want to do it or I wanted to just walk away, I had people in my corner just pushing me on, and that is what meant the most to me, is having people like Frederick and Trio.
So I would say utilize the resources, get to know what's there. And I think particularly at a community college, it's really tempting to just go to classes and go home.
You have to take that first step. It's uncomfortable, but once you do, most likely you'll be thankful. Because it is true, BCC, they're there for you as a student.
I love Trio. Trio was, I feel like, one of the best things for me as a student, and it really is a family.
I'm Gene DeLea, and I'm humbled to say that I'm standing on the Gene DeLea Community Turf Field, which is a regional field to support the events of all of the young up-and-coming athletes in Berkshire County, plus all the high schools to play on this field. The origin really is in thinking back to 2011, and they were aware of the issue of the flooding of the fields that we have, especially Wacona Park, and there was a need at this time for a turf field, and they felt this was the ideal setup to have a turf field. So they approached the foundation and the college, and I have to say that President Kennedy did an incredible job. The next issue became raising funds for it. As we look at this field, it's beautiful, but very, very costly. We were grateful to Senator Ben Downing, who was a state senator during this early period, and he was able to earmark $1.2 million from the Commonwealth. We were able to receive funds from the city of Pittsfield, and then some real generous community donors such as the Feigenbaum Foundation, Milltown Associates, and Berkshire Bank Foundation. The college and the foundation together and many other donors stepped up to support this. But the word really was from the donors, they wanted it to be a community facility so that all of the people across the county could use this. I can recall the announcement at the Central High School and the Common when BCC was launched. So here we are in this beautiful facility with wonderful grounds, this turf field. Who would have ever imagined that we would have something as beautiful and current as we have here at this turf field today?
I wasn't sure what I wanted to do out of high school, and BCC was right down the street from me, so I figured might as well get the core classes out of the way and save a lot of money in the process. I start grad school in May for physical therapy. Everything we practiced, the skills, it was all hands-on. So like you were constantly talking and developing like a relationship, really trying to strive for excellence because it's only going to help you in the end. And also enjoy your time here too. As soon as I graduated from here, I worked as a student, and then once I've passed my boards, I worked as a licensed physical therapist there, and I still work there. Definitely helped me grow, because it made me realize that no matter how hard something is, if you put your mind to it, you know, it's reachable.
We started in 1960, and we've pretty much stayed together. When we went out on the road, we played at Dartmouth, University of Burlington, Williams College. We played all over.
If everybody had an ocean across the USA, then everybody'd be surfing like California. You see them wearing their baggy Warachi sandals too, a bushy blonde hair, surfing USA. You'll catch them surfing at
Inside, outside USA.
County line.
Inside, outside USA. Inside, outside USA. Inside, outside USA. Inside, outside USA. Inside, outside USA.
Everybody's going surfing, surfing USA. We'll all be planning out a
Hi, I'm Sheila Levante, Director of Development at Berkshire Community College. As we look back on 60 years of education, one of the events that our students and supporters remember most is Awards Night. Awards Night is an evening celebrating our students for their academic excellence and recognizing the donors, including business members, community champions, BCC alumni, staff, faculty, and friends, supporting our students on their academic journey. Since its inception, the BCC Foundation has awarded over $3 million to thousands of students, all with one goal: to transform their lives and our community through education. Awards Night is more than just a celebratory evening. It's a reminder that the core promise of education is its potential to transform lives. So whether you donated one time or have an endowed scholarship with us, your gift is supporting us now and into the future, and we are so thankful for you.
Hi, my name is Samar Jadallah. My family is from Alvira, Palestine, or Palestine.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Fan. I'm originally Vietnamese, but I'm French by nationality.
My name is Guadalupe Herrera. I am from Mexico, and my goal is being nurse.
I'm Ariana Mello. I am originally from Brazil.
My name is Vivian. I am originally from Germany and Austria.
Hi, this is Syed Mustafa Qasim. I am from Pakistan.
I think one of the biggest things that I was concerned about for college is something that everybody is pretty much concerned about, and that's money and your finances. It's really hard trying to juggle your school and trying to pay for all your bills, because obviously everybody still needs to work. Ultimately, your goal is to get a degree, but it's kind of hard to do that when you have to work a certain amount of hours. So I think that scholarships are really important because it helps people be able to focus on their education. And I'm so thankful to have a support system here at BCC that wants to help me achieve my goals.
One of the challenges, especially for international students, is the financial challenge. Because for international students, we have to pay a lot more than your average student. So having this sum of money awarded to you is definitely a huge help, relieving that financial burden. And so I'm really thankful for that.
I just wanted you to know that you have no idea how much you helped me throughout my academic career. And it's just so amazing to think that there are people that don't even know me that are actually just putting an effort and just giving away money for somebody they don't even know, just to help a student to reach their goals. And I'm so grateful for that.
I thought my dreams are dead, but when my daughter started to study in BCC, I got more information about the school, about college, about the steps. What kind can I do?
I started at BCC from beginning on with the goal to become a nurse. I find it challenging, probably like a lot of the students. Financial, of course, paying the school, but also paying private life. And in my case, I also have a little daughter, and that makes the managerial part very hard. I am very thankful for you. You're definitely helping us a lot.
There's so many people in the world who are unable to receive education because they don't have money. In this situation, your donation helps us a lot, and it's a lifesaver, because if your donation is not there, we probably don't get educated. We probably stay high school dropouts, and we never perceive our goals, get degrees and get better jobs and make this world a better place. It's all because of you. Thank you so much for all the support.
Estoy tan agradecida por su ayuda.
Je tiens à vous remercier pour tout ce que vous avez fait pour moi.
Muito obrigada.
शुक्रिया कि इमदाद के लिए जिसने हमारी बेइंतहा मदद की.
Salamide.
Kamang Ruknyu.
Vielen Dank.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Misty Corio. I'm a BCC alumni. I graduated from BCC with my animal care certification in 2015, and I graduated with my environmental science in 2018. And this is my youngest son, Silas.
Hi, my name is Noel Goldberg. I'm an alumnus from BCC, graduated in 2017 with an environmental science degree.
Hi, I'm Carden. This is my dog, Princess. My name's Kim, and I'm 10, turning 11. This is Maluski, nicknamed Blueberry.
So Noel and I met in an environmental class in ornithology. He just happened to sit next to me.
Not true, I did it on purpose. I saw her and I sat next to her. When in the first day of class, I was late. We introduced ourselves. And then me and her became like close. We started talking. We did some studying together. We went on these great lab trips to Plum Island. And on the way, I predicted. I asked Tom, what's the rarest bird you think we'll see? What do you think was the one? So he said snowy owl. I was like, we're gonna see one of those. We're gonna see it.
And we saw a snowy owl together while we were at Plum Island. Tom told us there was no way that we were going to see a snowy owl on that trip. And Noel knew 100% sure. So for right now, we just bought a house together. And we're trying to kind of figure out what our next steps are. We would like to get married at BCC with Tom Tyning as our minister. And just kind of get our house together and figure out what our next steps are. We're working on our careers, and just kind of trying to figure out where life takes us from here.
I was just astounded at how good it was. I fell in love with the teachers. I fell in love with the program. I dived full in, head first. And because of them, I met my wife. I went on to get a bachelor degree. It was really one of the key moments in my life, a turning point in my life.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said,
it's alright, 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 it's alright. Call me anytime that you want me, anytime that you want me, and I think that you might know how I love you, believe me, how I love you, believe me. If you want me, it's alright. Well, if you want me, it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Well, if you want me, it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Well, if you want me, it's alright. 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 Give me all the love that you got here. All the love that you got here. Come and hold me real tight. Really love you a lot here. Really love you a lot here. If you want, it's alright. Well, if you want me, it's alright. 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 Well, if you want me, it's alright. It's alright. It's alright.